journey?
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Yes.
And I would like to say that my journey with disability started way back in 2013.
Yes.
When I was diagnosed of bone cancer.
Yes.
And I went for treatment. I went for limb saving surgery, and in the process of treatment, that is how I got permanent disability. But before even I got the disability, there is so much I was doing in the area of disability to do with the especially sign language, because I taught in a school for the deaf when I was very young.
Why did you focus on people with disability, and you are the first place did not have disability?
I was a teacher of English, and I could see the challenges that the deaf were having in education, especially mastering, the concepts of language. And I vowed to myself that I was going to be of benefit in the area of disability, especially the deaf. That is how I went back to school to do special education. I developed a teacher's book. I developed an anthology that speaks of the real issues of disability, yes. But you see, even after doing this noble work,
yes,
I'm telling you, Alan, you'll be shocked to realize that people will not be keen on this. They will not see the value that I am adding, because people are used to having the status quo. Recently, I worked on a bill, the sign language bill, that was actually approved in the Senate. It went through the first reading, second reading, and now it was voted. It is now to go to the National Assembly so that it can be a legislative tool.
What motivates you to do these things? Because you have talked about so many things that you have done as an individual, as a senator. What motivates you?
That whatever I'm doing, I'm doing with passion for the glory of God. That people can say for sure that there once upon a time was a legislator who had a passion in her work, so that I leave behind a legacy. I want to speak to everyone and say that everyone is a candidate of disability. I acquired a disability. Let us be sensitive about issues of disability and see how to promote persons with disability, so that they are not a liability to this country, but they are also part of the productive members in this country, economically, politically, and also socially.
The Honorable Speaker, thank you for giving me an opportunity to support this statement. I'd like to say, Honorable Speaker, that when doctors are graduating, even clinical officers, they actually take the Hippocratic oath, meaning that they will be in service and they'll take their patient's life first before anything else. So I want to condemn, Honorable Speaker, the act that happened at MP Shah. It is unfortunate that a woman lost her life, a mother lost her life. It is very painful, and this is something that ought to have been arrested. And I also want to say that, Honorable Speaker, that it happens in many parts of our hospitals, even the incident that happened in Pumwani of a mother delivering on the streets. But thank God that God came for protection and the woman did not die, because both of them, the woman and the infant, would have died. And I want to say, Honorable Speaker, I want to give my experience as a cancer survivor. When I went to India in 2013 and I was diagnosed of cancer, I remember very well that it was a very desperate situation. I had to sell a lot that I had, even my family, property. I had conversed with my children, and they decided, go ahead and sell whatever plots you have and everything, as long as you are alive. So I went to India for limb saving surgery, and I thank God I still have my left limb, and I'm sure I'll be buried with it. And that is what took me to India. And it was unfortunate that when I was pleading also, in India, that I had no money and all that, I was sold whatever I had. I was told that everyone who comes here has sold a house or plot or everything, so it is very normal. So I want to say that sometimes these medics can be very feelingless, especially when it comes to issues of patients. And I want to say that even as patients, they move on because they are strong-willed. That they are strongly, they want to survive. So I want to say, Honorable Speaker, there's need for us to come up with a policy that protects patients and also indemnifies patients who die in the careless hands of medics, so that medics are more careful when it comes to handling patients. And I want to say, Honorable Speaker, there are also some Kenyans who have chronic diseases like cancer high blood pressure and all that. Those chronic diseases should be factored in so that there's even a stipend for patients with cancer. Reality on the ground. There are very many cancer patients who languish in their homes. They have no help at all, and yet there's a lot of money that is in the health, in the docket of health. So there's need for the government to intervene and see that they're doing something for patients who have, cancer. I know of even one who is languishing in Getrudes. She keeps calling me, telling me she's in anguish, she's in a lot of pain, she doesn't know what to do, and there's no one to take care of her. So reality on the ground should reach, the highest authority, so that practically on the ground, people with cancer are actually, helped. I know there's a county that already has a stipend for people with cancer, but there's need from all counties, in fact, to have such preparations so that we feel the Kenyans who are going through these chronic diseases. So I want to say, Honorable Speaker, that I support this statement, and I hope this report, and I hope also NHIF will be able to cover such patients who go through dialysis, such patients who go through cancer, so that it is indeed free, because we have to abide by the Abuja declaration that 50% of the national revenue collected should go to health, and this should be practical on the ground so that there is service delivery and Kenyans feel it. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I support this statement.